I'm not running for DA because I had some big case that made the headlines. I'm running because of my lived experience on the front line of being a survivor of gun violence, racial violence, and even domestic violence. I'm running because of my frontline experience as a mentor and someone who's helping to transform lives and not just protect them. And I'm running because I simply want to make Sacramento County more safe, more fair, and more just, because the residents of this community deserve it. Growing up, I think I argued a lot, so people always told me that I would be an attorney someday, or I'd be a good attorney. But really, it was my work early on after college. I was really involved in a lot of ministry and community service, and I worked with a particular program called Operation Rehab, where we helped women who were involved in sex work, and really required them to either need a restraining order or housing. A lot of times when they had problems with their pimps, they couldn't qualify to get in a shelter. They need housing. So I just thought at every turn we needed legal assistance. So I thought becoming a lawyer would make me a better resource to do community work. When I was a DA, I learned that the work we do in the community is just as important as the work we do in the courtroom. And that's why, even as a young prosecutor, I mentored women who were on parole. I also mentored at-risk youth to help build career pathways, so they're not just keeping busy to get out of trouble, but they're actually building a better future to take them out of poverty. So after I was a DA for almost 10 years, working my way up as an intern onto special teams and then to collaborative courts, I was recruited to start the enforcement unit at the California Energy Commission. The following year, the governor appointed me as the public advisor, which is like the public attorney. So I became a part of executive leadership in that role, and I got to drive organizational change. From that got the attention of the Speaker's office. So I was then recruited to become the chief consultant for the Joint Legislative Committee on Climate Change. So I gained a lot more public policy experience and understanding how to leverage relationships with the legislatures as well as with the governor's office. And when I decided to run, I quit my job so that I could focus on what Sacramento County really needs. And I was just fortunate enough that it's a nonprofit called the Prosecutors Alliance of California, which is a reform-minded organization that supports prosecutors around the state who believe in doing our criminal legal system a different way, a better way. And so I am the director of policy resources, training, and membership. I never planned to run for office, but last year was such a pivotal moment, not only for our country, but for our county. And seeing the failings of our criminal legal system on display, a lot of people were just overwhelmed. But for me, it was a call to action. I haven't really focused on being the first African American to be district attorney. I really focused on being the first district attorney that's not interested in locking everybody up. And I think that's very important, because justice is not always about conviction. Sometimes it's about not criminalizing conditions such as being unhoused, mental health, substance abuse, but really connecting those individuals to the services and treatments that they need. I really think what has motivated me and guided me through this is how I can better serve in my unique experience as a woman of color, as a survivor of crime, to better serve and keep Sacramento County safe.